Hi there! You are, as always, welcome to Awesome Animals. Here's one more video about people who cares not only about themselves, but about those creatures that suffer or need help. I'll show you 15 cases of human empathy towards animals. Let's go! Not only fish gets on the net, for example, this fox also got on the net, on the football net. His leg got messy, and rescuers from Wildlife Aid came to his side. To free the animal, he was first seized with a special loop. The boy resisted. He did not understand what was happening. But soon he was safely released and taken to the doctor. The veterinarian treated the wound and left the boy for 2 days to recover. A couple of days later, the fox was already released into his native forest. I hope neither he nor the other animal will get into this football net anymore. Do you believe in miracles? After this story, I definitely believe. The fact is that this baby was found bleeding. Blood came from the mouth and nose. In appearance, he had practically no chance of life. Nevertheless, he was taken to the vet, where the doctor did everything possible. On the next day, the puppy literally came to life, and he even had a good appetite. The whole Animal Aid Unlimited team was struck by his strength and will to live. The baby was named Rizu, and now he is a very cheerful and active puppy. Winter is full of dangers for wild animals, and one of them is to fall under the ice. Volunteers from SLVFD just went to help such an animal in need. He fell into the winter lake. To help the deer get out of this trap, men broke the ice in the path of the poor animal. They sailed to the side, clearing the way and directing the deer to the shore. It was evident how hard he was trying to get out of the lake. He was very cold and scared. He already had not much strength and took his time to get out. The tired but brave deer was finally happy to get on shore and quickly rode off into the distance. This baby elephant is only 1 day old from birth, but the herd had already left him behind. They could not take care of the baby as his trunk was damaged. Fortunately, the elephant was not left completely alone. People helped him. The truth is, he was very afraid of human help because he did not know what to expect. He pressed his ears in fear and screeched. To feed him, it took the help of several people. Then doctor processed and sewed up his trunk. After the operations, he was transferred to a safe place where they will now take care of him. In the Indian city of Ahmednagar, a cobra crawled into the courtyard of a private house. The owners of the house called a specialist, Akash Jadhav. The man pushed the cobra with a hooked stick. Then he deftly grabbed her tail and tried to put it in a bag, but the snake resisted a little. However, he still managed to lure it into the bag to release it in a more appropriate place. What a brave one Akash is! Here is one more case of a snake misbehaving. Because they're in India, they are extremely common, and often they crawl into local villages. Locals usually do not know how to catch the snake, so they call specialists for help. Mirza came to this village. He is just such a specialist. He caught the very large snake. To do this, he used only his hands, a stick with a hook, and a large plastic bottle. Now the village can sleep peacefully. The reptiles are sometimes so tricky. In the city Aurangabad, a large monitor lizard was stuck in the thickets on the plantation. Workers noticing the animal called a lifeguard from Animal Rescue Team. The rescuer deftly took the monitor lizard from captivity and placed the lizard in a bag. I'm sure the lizard will be taken to a more suitable place for him. This horse, Otis by name, was injured on a remote train in Oregon and was unable to move by itself. Unknown people from social media came to help when hearing about the poor thing. They sent a helicopter with a skilled pilot to rescue the creature, as it was the only way to save Otis's life. Fortunately, the horse was carried to a safe place. Of course, this trip became unforgettable because of feelings about flying high in the sky. A group of people met the horse on the land. They got together and worked as a team to calm down Otis. And now Otis is pretty well. If he could say thank you, he would certainly do this. because he is really grateful to the kind-hearted people that answered the call for help on social media. Street animals such as cats and dogs suffer the most from winter in the cold. In cold and humidity, animals cannot survive without food. For cats, this time is 6 hours, and for dogs, 17 hours. The municipality of the city of Van in Turkey has decided to make food stations for thousands of stray animals. Various restaurants give away leftover food to provide for these stations. People understand that these animals are part of the ecosystem and sincerely try to help them by giving food and medical care. Veterinarian Robin Azizan said, "The way we take care of these animals is an indicator of the quality and development of our society. We couldn't say better." This cute puppy is tangled in barbed wire. He snagged on the rosary with his collar. Trying to free himself, the poor fellow only did worse. But when he saw the rescuers, the puppy immediately entreated joyfully with his tail. He realized that they would help him. The man initially tried to cut the wire with pliers, but he did not succeed. Then he just untangled the puppy's collar. No doubt the little boy was very happy. This doggy was out of luck with the house. He lived among the tires and was no longer looking or hoping to get help, until people from DAR Animal Rescue took him to their shelter. The poor boy had his ears cut with scissors and he suffered from scabies. In the woman's arms, the dog quickly calmed down and accepted help. He was extremely weak and hungry. He was fed right in the car. When he got to the vet, he received all the necessary treatment. After staying there for several days, he was taken to a shelter. At first, he only wanted to eat and sleep, but after several months, he fully recovered. He became joyful and even found friends among his kind. Soon after, he was adopted by a loving family. On Halloween, the Team Big Cat Rescue received a message about an injured bobcat. While the rescuers were on their way, the woman who reported the wounded animal stayed next to her. It was not difficult to catch this poor cat. The animal was badly exhausted. His hind legs were unstable. The exhausted bobcat was brought to the nursery to be weighed and settled in. It turned out he weighed half the norm. He was sent to a hospital for big cats. Rescuers named him Casper. A camera was installed in front of his cell. Now doctors can monitor his condition around the clock. Happily, he could drink and eat by himself. Let's hope Casper really feels better. Probably everyone has heard of the fires in Australia. Forests and animals are burning. Helpless koalas cannot get out of the fiery hell by themselves. The military rescues the inhabitants of the forest, trying to save as many as possible. Caught koalas are placed in cars and they rest there. Fires are always scary. All hope for rescuers. There's a huge number of street cats in New York City. The life of street cats is harsh and rather unforgiving. They are constantly fighting. This man is saving cats in the Brooklyn area. A man makes sure that animals are fed. He has under his supervision a whole colony. Here they receive not only food, but also love. And here is the next cat that the man saved. His name is Duke. Fortunately, the colony accepted him. People took care for a cat, and the vet vaccinated him. After this, Duke immediately went to a new foster home. It took him some time to get used to new people and to find him a new loving family. This stern guy turned out to be a real cutie. This dog arrived in a terrible external state. His hair was so tangled that it was difficult to understand where the head and where the tail is. He smelled strongly of ammonia. This is the worst case in the history of the clinic. To shave off his coat, doctors had to give him sleeping pills. One could see fleas running around on him. They obviously caused him a lot of trouble. Under the mass of tangled, dirty fur was a very cute and playful guy. The little boy was called Miles. Of course, in many of these cases, the very touching bonds and relationships are formed. Would you like to know how animals build their relationships? What do they have in common with us humans? If yes, watch the video How Do Animals Build Relationships on Animal Like People. Subscribe to the channel, and you're sure to find there a lot of interesting stuff. See you later!